Welcome back to the Profitable Mindset Podcast. You know, we always talk about getting rich, but today we're going a little bit deeper. We're going to dive into the why behind our pursuit of money.
Right.
You know, studies show that more money doesn't automatically equal more happiness. So are you working for money?
Yeah.
Or is money working for you?
That is the question, isn't it? And chapter 3 really hit home for me when it talked about money being like a hammer.
Okay.
You know, it's a tool. It's not the product, right?
Right.
Think about it. If money were no object, what would you be doing?
Ooh, that's a good one. I know for me, I'd be traveling more. Maybe finally writing that book I've always dreamed of. What about you?
Oh, gosh. Probably knee-deep in some historical archive somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Chasing down obscure manuscripts. But the point is, we all have those aspirations. And financial freedom is really about aligning our money with those dreams. It's about having the time freedom, the location freedom, even the emotional freedom to pursue what truly matters.
Yeah. And those freedoms are hard to come by when you're stuck in that paycheck to paycheck grind.
Right.
Chapter 4 really breaks down the limitations of that mentality. A single income source, limited earning potential.
Yeah.
Always being dependent on someone else.
Right.
It's not exactly a recipe for building a life you love.
No, it's trading time for money, but time is our most precious resource.
Yeah.
But shifting to a portfolio mindset, though, that's where things get interesting. It's not just about stocks and bonds. It's about creating a personalized strategy for generating income, building assets, and thinking long-term.
Yeah. And speaking of long-term, there's that concept of compounding.
Yes.
That always gets me excited.
Yeah.
It's like this secret weapon, right? Your money is making money, and then that money is making even more money.
Right.
It feels almost magical.
It's the snowball effect of investing, as they say in Chapter 7. And the magic ingredient is time.
Yeah.
The earlier you start, the more powerful that snowball becomes.
Right.
But there's also a mental side to all of this. You know, Chapter 2 really digs into the psychology of wealth and how our emotions and beliefs about money can actually sabotage our success.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I've caught myself falling into those get-rich-quick traps or feeling like I'll never have enough, even when I'm doing okay. It's like there's this fear lurking in the background.
Exactly. And Chapter 3 calls out the difference between a scarcity mindset, where you see money as limited, and an abundance mindset, where you see opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
Shifting to that abundance mindset is crucial for long-term success.
Okay, so mindset matters. But let's be real, the world of trading can be intimidating.
Yeah.
Chapter 6 paints a pretty glamorous picture, but there's also the risk of losing money, especially if you're not careful.
Definitely. Over-leveraging, emotional trading, lacking discipline, those are all common pitfalls.
Right.
But remember, managing risk isn't about avoiding losses altogether.
Okay.
It's about making sure any losses are manageable and your wins are meaningful.
So what's the secret sauce for managing risk?
Yeah.
Any tips for us non-Wall Street types?
Chapter 5 is all about that. First, diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Spread your investments across different assets, industries, maybe even different parts of the world, and then focus on position sizing.
Yeah.
Don't risk more than 1-2% of your total capital on any single trade.
Got it. Diversify and be smart about how much you risk on each trade.
Right.
Makes sense. But even with all the right strategies, trading still feels like this active, hands-on thing. What about passive income?
Yeah.
That idea of money flowing in consistently without constantly needing to work for it.
Right.
Is that even possible?
Absolutely. Chapter 8 dives into that. Think rental properties, dividends from stocks, even creating and selling digital products. It's about building multiple streams of income that work for you even while you sleep.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But also kind of intimidating.
Right?
Where would someone even start with building passive income streams?
It all starts with you. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Find the overlap between your skills, your passions, and those different passive income models. Maybe you love to write. Could you create an online course or write an ebook? Are you a photography whiz? Consider licensing your work or selling prints online. The possibilities are out there. It's just about finding the right fit for you.
That's a great point. It's not about chasing someone else's idea of success. It's about finding what works for you.
Exactly. And that brings us back to that question we started with.
Yeah.
Why are you striving for financial success? What's the deeper meaning behind it?
Is it about freedom, security, leaving a legacy for your family. That's something Chapter 9 really emphasizes, connecting your financial goals to a larger purpose.
Right, because money is simply a tool to achieve those goals.
Yeah.
It's not the end goal itself.
I love that perspective. So if money were no object, what would you do differently? What are those deeper values you hope to support through your financial journey?
That's a powerful question to consider. Because when you align your financial goals with your values, that's where real fulfillment lies. And that's what we're all about here on the Profitable Mindset podcast.
Absolutely. It's about building a life of purpose, any profit.
Yeah.
But we've covered a lot of ground today. I feel like we're just scratching the surface of these topics.
We've laid the groundwork, but there's always more to explore. And that's where things get really exciting.
I agree. So for our listeners who are ready to dive deeper into building a portfolio, generating passive income, and creating a legacy that matters, stay tuned. We're just getting started.
We'll be back after a short break to unpack those topics even further.
It's fascinating how much our mindset shapes our financial journey. It's like Chapter 2 says, sometimes our biggest obstacles aren't market trends or investment strategies.
Right.
But those hidden beliefs we have about money.
It's true. We've been talking about building a portfolio, generating passive income, all these external things. But if you're walking around with a scarcity mindset, always afraid of losing money,
or feeling like you'll never have enough, it's going to be an uphill battle.
Absolutely. Chapter 3 really highlights that contrast between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
Scarcity sees the world as a zero-sum, game-limited resources, always fighting for a piece of the pie.
Right.
Abundance, on the other hand, sees opportunity, growth, the potential to create wealth.
So how do we shift from that scarcity mindset to one of abundance? Do we need to meditate on piles of money or something?
It's not quite that mystical, but it does start with awareness. Pay attention to your self-talk.
Okay.
What are those recurring thoughts you have about money?
Yeah.
Are they positive and empowering, or are they laced with fear and limitation?
I think a lot of people probably don't even realize the negative scripts running in the background.
Right.
It's like those old tapes from childhood. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
We can't afford that, all that jazz.
Exactly. And those beliefs can really hold you back, but once you become aware of them, you can start to challenge them. Are those beliefs really true? Or are they just stories you've been telling yourself?
Right. It's like taking those old tapes and recording over them with a new, more empowering message.
Exactly. And that new message might be, I am capable of creating wealth.
Yeah.
Or, I am open to receiving abundance. It's about shifting your perspective and believing in your own potential.
That makes sense. But speaking of potential, let's talk about the potential for risk, especially when it comes to trading. It's exciting, sure, but it can also be a bit of a roller coaster ride, as Chapter 6 points out.
Definitely. And that's why risk management is absolutely crucial. It's not about being reckless and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
It's about being strategic and calculated, understanding that you're not going to win every trade.
So how do you become a master of this risk management game? What are the key principles?
Chapter 5 outlines a few that are essential. One is understanding your risk-reward ratio.
Okay.
This means looking at how much you stand to gain on a trade compared to how much you're willing to risk. A healthy ratio is at least 1.2, meaning for every dollar you risk, you aim to make $2 in profit.
So you're not just chasing any random opportunity. You're looking for trades where the potential reward outweighs the risk.
Exactly. Another key principle is position sizing.
Okay.
This is all about determining how much of your capital you're going to allocate to each trade. A good rule of thumb is to never risk more than 1-2% of your total trading capital on any single trade.
That makes sense. It's like setting boundaries,
right?
Making sure that even if a trade goes against you, it's not going to wipe out your entire account.
Right. It's about protecting your capital so you can stay in the game for the long haul. And speaking of long-term thinking, remember that diversification we talked about earlier?
Right.
That plays a big role in risk management too.
So spreading your investments across different asset classes, industries, even different parts of the world.
Exactly. Because if one particular investment takes a hit, the impact on your overall portfolio is minimized.
It's like that saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Smart advice, whether you're talking about eggs or investments. But even with diversification and risk management, trading still feels pretty hands-on. You have to be constantly analyzing charts, making decisions, staying on top of market trends.
That's true. But remember, there's another side to the coin. And that's the beauty of passive income, which Chapter 8 explores in depth.
Okay, yes. Back to that magical concept of money working for you even while you sleep.
Exactly.
But let's be real. How realistic is it to build those passive income streams? Is it just something for those internet gurus with their fancy online courses?
Not at all. It takes effort and strategy, but it's definitely achievable for anyone. The key is to find the sweet spot where your skills, your passions, and a viable passive income model intersect.
So, for example, if you love writing, maybe you could create an online course or write an ebook on a topic you're passionate about.
Or if you're a photography enthusiast, maybe you could sell prints online, license your work for commercial use, or even create and sell photography tutorials.
That's so cool. It's like turning your hobbies into a source of income.
Exactly. And the beauty of passive income is that there are so many different avenues to explore.
Right.
Real estate is another popular option, whether it's investing in rental properties, REITs, real estate investment trusts, or even crowdfunding platforms.
Okay, wait. You just threw a new term in there, REITs. What exactly are those?
Great question. REITs are basically companies that own and manage income-producing real estate.
Okay.
When you invest in a REIT, you're essentially buying shares of that company and participating in the profits from their real estate holdings.
So it's like a simplified way to get involved in real estate without having to buy and manage properties yourself.
Exactly. And it's a great way to diversify your portfolio, as we discussed earlier. Another passive income stream a lot of people are talking about is dividend-paying stocks.
So I buy shares in a company and they pay me a portion of their profits.
Precisely. It's like receiving a regular paycheck from your investments. And the beauty of it is that those dividends can be reinvested.
Right.
To buy even more shares, compounding your returns over time.
That's the snowball effect in action. Okay, so we've got real estate, dividend stocks, online courses, photography. The possibilities seem endless. But where do you even begin with all of this? It can feel a bit overwhelming.
The best place to start is by identifying your strengths and passions.
Yeah.
What are you naturally good at? What activities bring you joy?
Right.
Once you have a clearer picture of your unique talents, you can start exploring passive income models that align with those areas.
So it's not just about chasing the latest trend or trying to replicate someone else's success. It's about finding what genuinely resonates with you.
Absolutely. And remember, building passive income streams takes time, effort, and consistency. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
It's a long-term strategy for building wealth and achieving financial freedom.
So it's like planting seeds, nurturing them, and watching them grow over time. Just like that snowball analogy we talked about earlier.
Exactly. And the more you invest in your passive income streams, the more they'll flourish and generate income for you down the line.
This is all so inspiring. I'm feeling motivated to take a closer look at my own skills and passions and start exploring those passive income possibilities.
That's fantastic. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way.
Speaking of support, I think it's important to acknowledge that the journey to financial freedom isn't always smooth sailing. There will be bumps in the road, moments of doubt, maybe even some setbacks along the way.
That's true. And that's why resilience is so important. Chapter 9 talks about finding your why. And connecting your financial goals to a larger purpose. When you have that strong sense of purpose, it helps you stay motivated and weather the storms.
It's like having an anchor in the midst of a choppy sea. So let's talk about that. Why? Why are you striving for financial success? What's the bigger picture you're painting with your financial goals?
For me, it's about having the freedom to pursue my passions, to travel the world, to create a life that's aligned with my values. What about you? What's driving your financial journey?
I think for me, it's about security, independence, and the ability to support my family and loved ones. I also want to be in a position to give back to my community and make a positive impact on the world.
That's beautiful. And it brings us to another important aspect of the profitable mindset, giving back. Because true wealth isn't just about what you accumulate, it's about how you use it to make a difference.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be about grand gestures or massive donations. It can be as simple as volunteering your time, mentoring someone in your field, or donating to a cause you believe in.
Exactly. Every act of kindness, every effort to make a difference contributes to a richer and more fulfilling life.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
So for our listeners who are feeling inspired to not only build wealth, but also to use it for good, what are some practical tips for integrating giving back into their financial journey?
Start by identifying causes that resonate with you. What issues are you passionate about? What problems do you want to help solve? Then explore different ways to contribute. You can donate to charities, volunteer your time, or even start your own foundation if you have the resources.
Remember, it doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing approach. You can start small and gradually increase your giving as your financial situation allows.
Exactly. The key is to make giving back a consistent part of your life and your financial plan.
This has been such an inspiring conversation about aligning your financial journey with your values, building wealth, giving back, and creating a life of purpose.
It's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you.
And to our amazing listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey.
But wait, there's one more crucial piece of the puzzle we need to discuss: legacy.
Yes, legacy. It's not just about what we achieve in our lifetime, but about the impacts we leave behind for generations to come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, because in the final part of our conversation, we're going to dive into the art of legacy building and explore how to create a lasting impact that extends far beyond our own lifetimes.
Okay, so we've talked about building wealth, finding our why, even giving back. But now, let's tackle this idea of legacy.
Right.
What does it actually mean to create a lasting impact that goes beyond our own lifetime?
It's a question that gets to the heart of what it means to live a meaningful life. Chapter 14 and 15 really resonated with me on this topic.
Okay.
Legacy isn't just about inheritance or what you leave behind materially.
Right.
It's about the values you embody, the knowledge you share, the ripple effect of your actions.
It's like planting a tree that will provide shade for generations to come long after you're gone.
I love that image. And just like planting a tree, building a legacy requires intention and care. It starts with defining what legacy actually means to you.
Yeah.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Right.
What kind of impact do you want to have on the world?
That's a powerful question. And it's not always an easy one to answer.
It can be a process of self-discovery, but there are tools that can help.
Okay.
One that I found particularly helpful is creating a legacy statement.
A legacy statement. What is that exactly?
It's a written declaration of your values, your aspirations, and the impact you want to have on the world. It's like a roadmap for your legacy, a guiding document that can help you make decisions and take actions that are aligned with your vision.
So it's not just about wishful thinking. It's about putting those aspirations into concrete words.
Yeah.
And creating a plan for bringing them to life.
Exactly. And your legacy statement can evolve over time as you grow and change. It's a living document that reflects your evolving vision for the future.
Okay. So we have our legacy statement. Now what? How do we actually turn those words into actions that create a lasting impact?
There's so many different paths you can take. It's about finding what resonates with you and aligns with your unique skills and passions. Some people might focus on philanthropy, supporting causes they care about through donations or starting their own foundations. Others might find fulfillment in mentoring the next generation, sharing their knowledge and experience to empower others.
And it doesn't always have to be about grand gestures or massive projects. Sometimes the most meaningful legacies are built through everyday acts of kindness, compassion, and generosity.
Absolutely. Every time you choose to be kind, to lend a helping hand, to stand up for what you believe in, you're contributing to your legacy. It's about living a life that reflects the values you want to be remembered for.
This is all so inspiring. It's a reminder that legacy building isn't just something for the wealthy or famous.
Right.
It's something we can all participate in regardless of our circumstances.
Exactly. And it's never too early to start thinking about your legacy. The sooner you start aligning your actions with your values and vision, the more impact you can create.
This has been an incredible conversation. I'm feeling so motivated to not just build wealth, but to use it to create a life of purpose and leave behind a legacy that matters.
Me too. And I hope our listeners feel empowered to do the same, because ultimately that's what the profitable mindset is all about. It's about more than just money. It's about building a life of abundance, meaning, and impact.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the Profitable Mindset Podcast. We hope this episode has sparked some new ideas and inspired you to take your financial journey to the next level.
It's been a pleasure.
And remember, the power to create a life of purpose and leave a legacy that matters lies within each and every one of us.
Until next time, keep chasing your dreams, stay true to your values, and never stop making a difference in the world.
That's a wrap.